Hey guys, my name's Jessica and today's day 197 of me talking to the camera, and I experienced the dumbest situation today. So I was coming back from walking Potato and I followed myself to get into the building, and I was taking off my gloves by the elevator and I dropped my keys. I didn't realize it at the time. So I went to the front desk expecting them to have my keys and just hand them back. And instead, they gave me the hardest time ever for no good reason. I dropped my keys at the elevator, I went up, I came back down, I came out, I was like, hey, I dropped my keys by the elevator, did anyone return them? And then they asked me, what's the unit number? And I was like, oh, okay, I give them the unit number. They were like, what's the owner's name of the apartment? I was like, oh, okay, like I gave the owner's name. And then they were like, you're not the owner, we can't give you the keys back. I was like, excuse me? I just explained to you what just happened, and this was like within a couple minutes, and why can't you give me the keys back? And they told me, oh, there's a process. Owners need to notify the building when they have guests over. And I was like, you're telling me that owners of apartments in this building need to tell you whenever they have guests over? And they were like, yes. And they were like, you're not in the system. I was like, you're telling me you track all of the guests that come into this building? Nobody fucking does that. I like go talk to building management, and then they also were like so dumb about it. They were like, you need to call him. I was like, this man isn't even in the country right now. I can't even reach him right now. They were like, you need to get him to send us an email allowing us to release the keys to you. And I was like, that's like fucking insane. I was like, I legit just dropped the keys like right here. It has been a couple minutes. I told you exactly the situation. I dropped them inside the building. It was honestly just a fucking power trip. I was like, I'll give you my ID. I have all my things upstairs. I was like, I can show you pictures of the owner. I gave them his legal name, which like isn't even the name that he goes by. So like, what the actual fuck? This whole situation just like pissed me off so much, and I'm just like my bad for dropping the keys. Like honestly, how I thought this was going to play out was I asked them for the keys and they were like, oh, we have your keys. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Thank you that you found them. And they would give it to me and it would be like, no problem. But instead they just were fucking dicks about it. Like they were going off on me about processes, having to like make sure they document everything. These idiots didn't even type anything that I was saying. I told them all of the details and they didn't log anything. And in the end, do you know what they did? They didn't even take a picture of my ID. They just wrote down my name and they wrote down the unit number. And you're telling me that you have to follow processes? You gave me a hard time just to write down my name and give me my unit number, and you couldn't have done that in the beginning because literally nothing changed. And in the end, I was like, I will get him to send you an email. And that's what I suggested in the beginning, from the very start, to have him send it when he wakes up. Like, I get it if it was like, I dropped my keys and it's been like hours and I like came back and I was like, oh no, do you have keys? Like, let me in. Like, okay, but like a couple minutes? Like, check yourself.